When we call someone a Stoic, we usually mean that they have intense emotional control. And while it captures an important aspect of Stoicism, it isn't complete. According to the Stoic Cicero, the Stoic pursues self-improvement through 4 cardinal virtues. Those virtues being wisdom, temperance, justice, and courage. Wisdom is the ability to navigate complex situations in a logical, calm, informed manner using proper judgment. This is done by the bodybuilder acquiring as much knowledge as possible, to learn everything he can through every avenue that's available to him. Whether that be through Jeff Nippard, Jeff Cavalier, Renaissance Periodization, or many other YouTubers. The Stoic coalesces all of those competing opinions while using his own experience and proper, prudent judgment to decide for himself how he feels is the best way to train. The second virtue is temperance, and temperance is the exercise of self-restraint. This could be the bodybuilder trying to bite off more than he can chew by ego lifting, for example. But I think that more applicable way this applies is through body dysmorphia. There's this technique I heard about before, it's called negative visualization. Negative visualization is where you imagine yourself without something that you truly love and truly desire. This could be, for example, imagining yourself without your best friend. This makes it such that the next time you see your friend, you're very thankful for the fact that you have him. Now look at where you first began. Compare it to where you are now and appreciate the progress that you've made. Then the next time you go to the gym, you'll be very much encouraged by the fact that you've made so much progress. You'll be more appreciative of the work that you did to get to the point that you are at right now. Oftentimes we compare ourselves to who we see online, whether that be through YouTube Fitness or Instagram or anything else. But we never look back at ourselves and admire where we've come from. I'm not against aspiring to look like people who are more trained and more experienced than you, but I just think that they should be looked at in a sense of motivation. They're supposed to be someone that inspires you. You ought not look at them in envy because what lies within their capacity might not lie within your capacity. And that may sound depressing, but it's actually very freeing. You have the freedom to acknowledge and admire human excellence in a very positive way. And I understand that this example only really works if you've made progress at the gym. If you haven't really made much progress at the gym, then you could just look at people who you aspire to look like and make sure it's, of course, pretty realistic. Marcus Aurelius said, "Don't waste your time here worrying about other people, unless it affects the common good. It will keep you from doing anything useful. You'll be too preoccupied with what so-and-so is doing, and why, and what they're saying, and what they're thinking, and what they're up to, and other things that throw you off and keep you from focusing on your mind." The third virtue is justice. Justice is treating everyone with fairness and giving them what they're due. I don't think this is very applicable to bodybuilders, so I'll just kind of skip this one. The fourth virtue is courage. Courage is facing the daily challenges with steadfastness and readiness, even if it's something that you don't want to do. The heart of Stoicism is focusing on that which you can control and not fretting about that which you cannot control. Bodybuilding is something that you can very intimately control, and I talked about that a lot in my Andrew Tate video. And it's due to this principle that Stoics often encourage the idea of embracing pain. Embrace pain, anticipate discomfort, ensure yourself that you can get through it, then actually experience discomfort and go through it. Do this enough time and you'll grow a positive acceptance of pain. Pain isn't something to be feared, but something to be anticipated and thankful for. Bodybuilding is a great outlet for this virtue because you can do it in a very safe and controlled manner. What I like to do is that at the end of the workout, I use the last set of the last muscle group and just go absolutely ballistic on it. I mean, absolutely maximum reps. If I usually do 10 on that exercise, I'm aiming for 20. And you don't just say, oh, I'm gonna go for as many as possible. No, you give yourself a goal that goes far beyond what you usually go to. So if you do 10 reps on an exercise, instead of saying, I'm gonna go for as many reps as possible on this last set, you say, no, I'm actually going to aim to get 20 reps. And you know you're not gonna get there because that's way beyond what you usually do. Putting an indefinite cap on yourself won't allow you to push yourself as much as possible. Putting an unrealistic but definite cap on yourself will force you to reach that cap even though you can't actually make it. This will ensure that you actually give every ounce of effort, as opposed to an indefinite cap where you may just stop when you're vaguely tired. So when you start doing the exercise, you push yourself so hard, you push yourself and you use every fiber of energy that you have. And obviously you don't reach it, but that's kind of the point. You're learning to accept pain. You're telling your body and your mind that you can go through pain and you're not going to die from it. Stoics believe that a wise man isn't afraid of suffering or pain. A wise man is only afraid of not living up to his responsibilities and his maximum full potential. Now, the failure to reach your full potential may not always be your fault, but it is always your responsibility. On your path to reach your optimum, you will move back and forth, cover the same ground again and again. You'll move a mile closer, then leap a mile backwards. You'll zigzag and run forward and backpedal. With proper focus, you'll constantly recalibrate yourself. Again, it's not always your fault, but it's always your responsibility to get back on track. Stoicism is often criticized for inspiring an attitude that has no care for the outside world. But I believe that this attitude, if healthily adopted, creates an intense, insatiable, indefatigable desire to accomplish everything that you can be. After all, the things outside of your control just take up precious mental resources that could be used to improving yourself. Even if there are things that legitimately stop you from reaching your potential, it does you no good to continuously think about them, as you could be using those cognitive resources to find a way to get out of it and use what you do have to the best of your ability. Stoicism inspires a population of those who take intense self-responsibility. And lastly, I want to talk about death. I know it's a bit dramatic, but it gets the point across. Memento mori is an idea prominently featured in Meditations by Marcus Aurelius. Memento mori is the idea that we should constantly remind ourselves of our impermanence, of our mortality. This is an integral driving force that keeps Stoics motivated. The point of this reminder isn't to be morbid and promote fear, it's to actually inspire and clarify things for us. It lets us know that this is the only life we have to live, and such a great gift it is to live life, and we should make the most of it. And as Socrates said, what a shame it would be for a man to grow old without discovering the beauty and strength of which his body is capable of. So work on yourself and create the best body that you can. This is the only life you have to live, so live it to the fullest. Thanks for watching.